Okay, these are the notes from the first day of Unit 3, and we're going to go over these pretty quickly. You should pause and rewind the video as you need to. The segment addition property says that AB plus BC equals AC. So the first thing we always have to do is draw out what this part says right here. It says B is between A and C. That's what I know. So always take this thing, these two are your ends, the thing that it says is between them is between them. And all it's saying is this little part plus this little part equals the whole big part. So here I have this one drawn out for you, and it tells us what each one of these things is. AB and BC. So A to B from here to here is 12, and it tells me from here to here is 7. And this should look like a problem you've seen before. If I know this is 12 and this is 7, I need to add those together, and I get 19. That's how long the whole thing is. Now what if they don't draw the picture for us? Well, we have to draw the picture, and you always start with this part right here. It says C is between A and E. You will always have to draw the picture. C is between, so that's the middle, and it's between A and E. Then I need to label the stuff that's in the picture. AC is 34, and CE is 13. So again, I need to add these together. 34 plus 13 equals 47. AE, what they're asking me for, is 47. And finally, we have one that has some decimals in it. R is between Q and S. RS is this one, is 24.6. And then they tell me SQ. They didn't tell me this part. So here they told me this part, RS is this much. And then what they told me was SQ is this much. So this whole thing is 65.4. And what they want to know is SQ, this part right here. So how am I going to find this part? Well, I'm still going to have this little part plus this little part equals the whole thing, so I can just subtract it. 65.4, the whole thing minus this part gives me this part here. And when I do my calculator, I get 40.8. Okay, so that's the easy one. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it with algebra. And I'm going to tell you from now on with all these algebra ones, the first thing I want you to do when you read the problem is look at find the value of what? Here they tell me X, A, B, and B, C. So many kids miss these problems because they don't actually answer the question that it's asking for. So many people just find X and they never find the other stuff. So I want you to circle these every time first. The second thing I want you to do is always draw the picture. B is between A and C. Then label the picture. AB is this part, 4x plus 9, and BC is 5x plus 2. And then they tell me that AC, the whole distance, is 56. So the pink one, 4x plus 9, plus the blue one, 5x plus 2, equals 56. This one plus this one equals the whole thing. There's my equation. Now it's just algebra. Combine like terms. These two get 9x. These two are like terms. Subtract the 11. 9x equals 45. Divide by 9. X equals 5. Now the reason we circled those is I'm now going to make sure I've got the answers. X, I got this one, check. Now I also need to find AB. So I'm going to take this 5 and I'm going to plug it into what was AB. Well, it's right here. I'm going to plug it in. AB, taking this right here, equals 4x plus 9. I'm going to plug this 5 in. So I've got 4 times 5 plus 9. 4 times 5 is 20. Plus 9 is 29. AB equals 29. That's this one. I'm going to check it. Look, I've got another one I've got to find. I've also got to find BC. That's this one right here that continues. BC equals 5x plus 2. That's what I copied from up there. And I plug this in. 5 times 5 plus 2, 25 plus 2, 27. BC is 27. I'm going to check it. Now the reason I have 3 boxes here, and as I did each one, I checked off to make sure that I had not missed it. That will help you make sure you don't miss the question just because you didn't plug it in properly. Okay, here's number 2. I highlighted the stuff we're doing, and I went through and I circled all the things we have to find. There's a bunch of stuff we have to find on this one. Then I drew the picture, and I highlighted and I labeled my stuff on my picture where it goes, and I highlighted AC. AC is an algebraic expression this time, and it's compared to a number like we had in the last one. So I put that on there too. Then, remember, it's just the little one plus the little one equals the big one. So I wrote that down and I highlighted it. So I just wrote each one of these down, little one, big one. Now I'm going to pause and I'm going to do this problem for you. You're going to want to pause the video and maybe even rewind so that you can work this out on your own. I would suggest pause right now, try to work this out, and then double check with what I have. So let's go through this. I have to distribute this part and distribute this part, and I did that here. And then I need to combine like terms, combine these and combine these to get this part. Minus the 4x and minus the 3 to get x equals 5. And I put a check up here because I got x. Now I need to go through and plug the 5 into each one of these parts to get each one of these. So I wrote this down. I'm going to plug the 5 in. Plug it in. Don't forget, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. You have to do these in order. Parentheses, then multiply and divide, then add and subtract. If you do it in the wrong order, you're going to get it wrong. So I have to do 5 plus 1 first is 6, and then I get 12. I get AB equals 12, so I check that one off that I did it. Then I do the same thing for BC. Copy it down from up there, plug in the 5, multiply before I add, and I get BC as 16. Check it off that I did it. The next one, AC. Copy it down, plug it in, do parentheses first, and I get 28, and I check it off that I did it. By the way, can we check to make sure we got this right? Well, it was the pink part, which is 12, plus the blue part, which is 16, and that should equal the purple part, which was 28. Does these two added together get us this one? Yes, it does, so we checked it and we're right.